Hey guys, and welcome to Style with Chika. In this tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to go about the making of this circle top with a halter cross-like neckline. For this, I'm making use of not more than 2 yards of my Ankara fabric, which I have here. If this is something you love to learn how to make, keep watching to the end of this video. Also, do also subscribe and leave a like if you find it very helpful, and let's get started. So for the folding of this material, it's going to be in form of a 360-degree flare. So to do that now, I'm just going to open up my material like this, and then you're going to take one end, you're going to take the other, and then you're just going to fold it into two like this. So then I'm just going to arrange this all the way down. So this is what I have. Please do not get confused with this folding process. So after I've folded it like this, I'm now going to fold it again into two. Just make sure that the material is straight and evenly arranged like this, and then I'm going to cut this in form of a 360-degree flare starting from this point. First of all, I want to measure a round circle here to start this measurement. I will be explaining everything in details, so please just keep watching to the end and you won't get confused, okay? So at this point now, I am going to be coming down by 6 inches from this point. And then I'm going to mark 6 inches all the way around like this. So the reason for this 6 inches here is because I'm trying to get my chest line measurement, okay? So this is where my chest line measurement is, which is also my bust line. So you want to divide your bust measurement by 4. You're going to make sure that the measurement that you have here is up to that, or even with some allowance for sewing. So my bust measurement divided by 4 is 9 1/4. So I'm going to place my tape this way, and I'm going to make sure that I have up to 9 1/4. So I have up to 9 1/4 here, and I have even extra, okay? That means what I have here in total is 10. So if yours is supposed to be more than that, make your circle bigger, and if yours is supposed to be smaller than that, make your circle smaller. But just make sure that whenever you make this circle, whatever you measure all around here should give you your chest line measurement or your bust measurement. Is still the same thing. The next thing I'm going to mark out is the full length of this top. For the full length of this top, I'll be using the full length of this material, which I have here as 23 inches. So you're going to adjust it according to your preferable length. But for the full length now, I'm going to be measuring it from here to here, okay? So measuring from here to here now, I'm just going to take my tape all the way down. I'll leave a mark at 23 inches. And just like I've marked this one, I'm going to take my tape all around, and I'm going to leave that mark at 23 inches. So now this is what I have for the circle part of this top. So from this point now, I am going to mark out my armhole measurement. So for your armhole measurement, is your usual armhole measurement, which is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches, or your round armhole measurement divided by 2. Whatever it is, just get your armhole measurement. So my armhole measurement is 7.6. But for this top, I'm going to be using 8 inches. I am just rounding it off, okay? So I'm just going to mark 8 inches downward like this. I'm going to leave a mark at 8 inches right here. So from this mark at 8 inches, I will just stop here. So now I'm going to determine my neck depth. So my neck depth for this top, that's where that crisscross is going to start from, okay? On my body, I want it to start from 5 inches. So I'm going to measure this way down. I'm going to measure 5 inches from this way downward. I'm going to measure 5 inches here, and I'll leave a mark at 5 inches. So now all I'm going to do now is to connect like this to meet my armhole here. So now this is the line here. Please do not get confused, okay? This is line for my armhole. After I do this now, I'm just going to stop here and I'll go ahead and cut this out. You will see what this looks like at the end of this. So first of all, I am going to divide this place open because the front is separate and the back is separate. So to divide that, I'm going to strap it open like this. So now I've divided this point into two. I'm going to turn it back into place like this. Alright guys, so now I've gone ahead to open up this side. I'm going to go ahead now and cut out the length of this top. So guys, now I've gone ahead to cut this out. This is what this top is looking like. Okay, this is what it's looking like. So now I'm just going to go ahead and open these pieces and divide them into two. So now this is one. Don't get confused. I'm just trying to separate the two pieces together. I'm just trying to separate the two pieces from each other. So now I'll take my second piece, which I have my markings on, and then I'm going to place it on top of this one. So guys, now that I have opened this up and I have separated the two pieces, cut out the circle, I have divided them and I'm just placing them right on top of each other. So now that I'm at this point, what I'm going to do is to transfer this circle that I have here to this other piece here. Now I need you to understand that this longer one that we have here is for the front neckline, while this one is for the back neckline. Keep watching and do not get confused. So I'm just going to measure what I took here for my circle, and that is 6 inches. So I'm going to mark out that 6 inches for my circle all round again. So now this is for my back. I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So this means that this is for my back neckline. So now for this part now, I'm just going to cut this way like this. Please be very careful not to mistakenly cut this one and this one together. So now that I have this, I'm going to leave a notch at this middle point like this. Okay, so for this part now, you can already see that since I have cut this one and this one separately, they do not align together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the front one to meet with this point here. So now that I've adjusted this, this is where this is going to end, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So what I'm going to do now is to leave a mark at this point. Okay, so after I've left that mark at this point, I will take off this front piece until we're ready to sew with it. So now that I have this mark at this point, please do not get confused. As you can see from the picture, the back is longer than the front. So to achieve that now, you just want to go ahead and blend it in to this point like this. It is not difficult at all. All you have to do is to blend from this point to meet any point here, just so it can be even at this point, making this part longer. So now that I've done this, this is what I have. If you're confused or you don't know how to do this, just make use of your ruler like this and it will help you. You can see it's still the same line that I have here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this side out. So now that I've trimmed this out, this part will be longer than this side, making that effect that you see. So you can see why I said that if it's not a 360-degree flare, it wouldn't give you what you want. Now this is what I have. So for my back now, this becomes my back neckline. Okay, this becomes my back neckline, and you can already see that this part is going to be longer. Okay, this part is going to be longer. So this is what I have for my back neckline. I'm going to adjust it where necessary. So then for my front, this is it. So this part now that is sloping like this will become the halter neckline, because when I join this piece together like this, and I join this piece at this side together like this, this one will come up like this. So now let's go ahead and get sewing. Alright guys, so before I start sewing, I'm going to prepare bias strips using my material. So just make sure that the bias strip you're preparing is long enough to go to the back, and I'm going to be showing you how to use it later on. Okay, so a bias strip, I cut this out by 1.5 inches by width. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you don't know how to do this, is to iron this side down, and then I'll iron this other side down, and then I'm already going to have this looking like a bias. So you can see what I'm trying to demonstrate here, okay? So that when I hold it on, it's going to be like this. But just make sure that you're ironing this one like this, you're ironing this one like this, and then you're ironing it together like this. So just go ahead and prepare long enough bias strips. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna head to prepare the bias strips, and this is what it's looking like, okay? So now I'm just going to keep this aside until when I need to use it. So first I'm going to be starting with the back neckline. Okay, so for the back neckline now, I will be using a bias, my material as a bias to pipe it in. If you want to use a bias, it's also fine. I'm going to be using my material to pipe this part in. So the next thing I'm going to work on now is the front. Okay, so I'm going to be explaining to you in details how to do the front of this one. So now that I have this notch here, please make sure you make your notch here. You're going to take the bias strips which you have prepared, and then you can see that it's already folded like this. All you have to do now is enclose your piece into it like this. Okay, just make sure that you're enclosing your neckline into it like this, and then you are going to sew on it. Please pay attention to what I will do at this point. So you're going to sew all the way. You're going to enclose this. So when you get to this point, you are going to stop. Because of this notch, you are going to stop. And then we're just going to do the same thing on this other side. You're going to enclose it. And when you get to this point, just make sure you stop. And then we're going to crisscross this part. So guys, after working on my back neckline, this is what I have. Okay, so for my front neckline now, I've already gone ahead to do what I just explained to you guys. So this is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. I sewed on it, okay, and you can see that because it's with material, you may not see it very clearly. But now I've sewed on it, and then this is my notch here. I did not pass the notch. Okay, so I sewed on both sides and I did not pass the notch. So what you just want to do now is just to cross one on top of each other, and that's basically how you get your crisscross. Okay, so I'm going to cross one on top of the other just like this. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start from this end, and then I'm going to sew all the way down. While sewing, I'm going to sew this rope together like this so that it becomes straight and it becomes just like a strap. I'll do the same thing to this other side. When I'm sewing from here, I'll come the same way, and then I'll sew all the way down so it becomes a strap. So now before working on my adjustable straps, I'm just going to leave this off here. I'll take my back piece now and I'll place this front to front. I'll go ahead and join the sides. After joining on the sides together, I'll hem in the base of the top. Okay guys, so now I've gone ahead to join the both sides and I've hemmed in the edge of the top. So when you join the both sides, you should have your top already looking like a 360-degree flare. So now let's go ahead and work on the adjustable straps. So I'm about to work on the straps. So I've done it to one side already and this is what it looks like. Okay, my adjustable straps on one sleeve is ready. So now I've gone ahead to also cut out my rope here so it's not too long. So I cut it out in the measurement of 22 inches. So now these are my bra pieces that I'm going to be using for this adjustable strap. So now for these pieces, I'm going to start with this one. Okay, whatever you're doing, please keep this strap straight. So I'm going to be passing this material now through the first hole and I'm going to bring it out through the second hole that you can see here. So please just watch carefully so you do not miss it. I'm passing it through this one and I'm taking it out of the other one. So now it's going to look like this. Okay, so now I'm just going to adjust it. So then I'm going to measure down till 8 inches, which is here. I'll leave a mark at 8 inches, just one that's very visible for me to see. And that's where I'm going to push the adjustable hook to. I'm going to leave it there. So now that it's there, I'm going to pass it through this other one too, and I'll just move it down. So now that I've moved it down, what I want to go ahead to do is now to pinch this piece out. I'm pinching this piece out so that when I hold this material apart like this, you can see the hole that I have between it. So what I want to do now is to take this piece of material now, pass it through and bring it out of this hole. Okay, it's very small, so you may not see when I'm struggling with it, which is why I want you to picture it. So this hole now, this material is going to go into it and it's going to come out from the other side. So now this is how I am going to do it. So now that it has gone through the first hole, it's going to come out of the second hole right here. And now I've brought it out from the second hole, so I'm just going to go ahead and drag it like this. So please, whatever you're doing, leave your strap straight. And now I'm just going to adjust this back. I'm adjusting the material back for the 8 inches mark to relax on this point. So once it has relaxed, I'm going to adjust this piece. So I'm going to have this one sticking out like this. When you're doing yours, you would understand better. Now that I have this point sticking out, what I want to go ahead to do is to sew on it. Okay, so once I sew on it now, this other piece like this, the material that I cut out earlier, I am going to pass it through the hole like this. Once I pass it through the hole like this, I am going to be attaching it to the back piece. So I'm attaching it to the side of the back piece. So for the back piece here, I'm going to come in by the side seam by 3 inches. So this is where I have 3 inches. I'll go ahead and keep this rope straight. I'm going to attach it to this point, and this is what I have for my adjustable strap. Alright guys, so now I've gone ahead to work on it. I've sewed down on everything and this is what I have for my adjustable straps. So now I'm going to be able to pick the length at which I want this strap to be when I wear it. So this is all I have for this top. I do hope you found this tutorial very helpful. If you did, do also leave a like, and I'm going to be seeing you in my next tutorial. Also subscribe to this channel so you can get notified whenever I upload new videos. Bye guys.